Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all of the things that you will not get from an over-the-counter hearing aid. Coming up. Ever since the Over-the-Counter Hearing Aid Act was signed into law back in 2017, everyone has been wondering what the differences might be between an over-the-counter hearing aid and a prescription hearing aid. Many have speculated that these new over-the-counter hearing aids would be exactly the same as prescription hearing aids, just at a lower price point. Now, with some of these over-the-counter hearing aids finally hitting the market, I've had the opportunity to review a variety of them, and I felt like it was a good time to share my initial thoughts on all of the things that you will not get from an over-the-counter hearing aid that you do get from prescription hearing aids. But before I do, if you could do me a huge favor and click the like button, it really helps out my channel and lets me know that you want me to make more videos just like this one. And while you're at it, if you have not yet hit that subscribe button with notification bell, go ahead and do that as well, because that ensures that you never miss one of my newly released videos, and I release multiple new videos every single week. That being said, I really appreciate it, and a big shout out to Oticon for sponsoring today's video, but more on them in a little bit. The main reason over-the-counter hearing aids even became a thing was the desire to have more affordable and accessible hearing aid treatment options for individuals with perceived mild to moderate hearing loss to make hearing aid adoption more prevalent. Now, I've been a vocal supporter of over-the-counter hearing aids for the past several years, but there are some things that you will be giving up if you decide to go the OTC route. The first one being a professional hearing evaluation. In order to make over-the-counter hearing aids more accessible, they eliminated the necessity to have a hearing evaluation by a hearing care professional to determine the type and severity of your hearing loss. As an audiologist myself, I can tell you that the number one concern of hearing care professionals when it comes to over-the-counter hearing aids is an undiagnosed ear-related medical issue. Not only does a comprehensive hearing evaluation help us to correctly identify the type and severity of your hearing loss and properly treat it with hearing aids, but it also helps us to uncover some serious medical conditions such as a sudden sensorineural hearing loss, a conductive hearing loss, or even a tumor growing on your auditory nerve, all of which require medical intervention. And without a comprehensive hearing evaluation, all of these can go completely undetected, which could lead to more serious issues down the road. Many of these over-the-counter hearing aid manufacturers will either offer you an online hearing screener or a hearing test inside of their smartphone app after you purchase their devices, but neither of these tests will allow you to identify one of these medical conditions aside from a possible asymmetry between both of your ears. Meaning you could have a type of hearing loss that requires medical intervention, but you will never be able to identify it. The second thing that you will not get from an over-the-counter hearing aid is the ability to verify whether or not those hearing aids are meeting your hearing loss prescription. Since you're programming your over-the-counter hearing aids by yourself, there is no way for you to identify whether or not you're giving yourself the correct amount of amplification at the proper frequencies of your hearing loss so you can hear your absolute best. 100% of the over-the-counter hearing aids that I have reviewed have under-amplified sound significantly, or they have not been able to amplify high frequencies enough for a mild to moderate hearing loss. And this is even after taking the hearing test inside of the smartphone apps for these over-the-counter hearing aid manufacturers that they use to customize the devices. Without verifying your amplification levels using real ear measurement, it is impossible to know whether or not your over-the-counter hearing aids, or any hearing aids for that matter, are actually programmed properly to meet your hearing loss prescription. And since over-the-counter hearing aids come with no in-person support, which means no real ear measurement, you need to have a lot of luck in your corner if you want those devices to work for you. Now, if you do not know what real ear measurement is, then I highly recommend you check out my video that I will link in the description, because it is the most important thing when it comes to having success with hearing aids. The third thing that you will not get from an over-the-counter hearing aid is a warranty that is longer than 1 year. Having a warranty of 1 year or less seems to be pretty common with all of the over-the-counter hearing aids that I've reviewed to this point. In fact, some over-the-counter hearing aid manufacturers may not offer a warranty at all, and some of them may not even have a return policy. Hearing aids are consistently subjected to the harsh environment of your ear canal, and things like earwax and sweat can wreak havoc on the small electronic components of these devices. Not only will you not receive any professional care and maintenance to prevent your over-the-counter hearing aids from malfunctioning, but if anything happens to your over-the-counter hearing aids outside of their warranty period, you're going to be forced to purchase a new pair. For comparison's sake, prescription hearing aids often come with professional care and maintenance to make sure that those devices continuously work well for a very long period of time. They also typically come with longer warranty periods in case anything happens to those devices over the course of several years, and the option to extend that warranty period if you choose. Most of these prescription hearing aids also come with insurance policies to where if you happen to lose a hearing aid or damage it beyond the point that it can be repaired, you can get a replacement device from the manufacturer for just the cost of a deductible. And the fourth and final thing that you will not get from an over-the-counter hearing aid is the same technology that you will see inside of prescription hearing aids from companies like Oticon, today's video sponsor. Now, I had an idea of what to expect from over-the-counter hearing aids since I've been reviewing direct-to-consumer hearing aids for the past several years now, but what I can tell you is that the technology differences between over-the-counter hearing aids and prescription hearing aids is dramatic. They are not even on the same playing field. When you consider the amount of time and money that goes into research and development of a prescription hearing aid from companies like Oticon, it is no surprise that the technology gap would be rather large. For instance, Oticon's flagship hearing aid model, the Oticon More, is loaded with a ton of great features, including rechargeability, Bluetooth connectivity, and advanced programming software to allow your hearing care professional to optimize your performance. And this is before you consider the fact that the Polaris chip inside of the Oticon More hearing aid uses deep learning to perform sound processing thanks to Oticon's deep neural network. This makes the Oticon More the only hearing aid that does not have to rely on a human's limited ability to develop algorithms for sound processing, because with the deep neural network, it was able to train itself how to process different sounds, making it one of the most advanced hearing aids on the planet. If you would like to learn more about the deep neural network used inside of the Oticon More hearing aid, I will link my review of the Oticon More in the description of this video. Of course, having advanced hearing aid technology is great, but if you actually want to receive the full amount of benefit out of your prescription level devices like the Oticon More, you have to see a hearing care professional who follows best practices. This way you can ensure that the type and severity of your hearing loss is properly diagnosed, that your hearing aids are fit and programmed properly to your hearing loss prescription using real ear measurement, and that your hearing aids receive consistent ongoing care and maintenance to make sure that they last for years to come. Now, if you're thinking, Cliff, that's great, but I cannot afford the Oticon More hearing aids. Well, don't worry, Oticon has got you covered, because they also have an essential line of devices called the Oticon Zircon that are prescriptive level devices just at a much lower price point. This way you get all of the benefits of professional hearing care with devices that are still more advanced than any over-the-counter hearing aid currently on the market. At the end of the day, I want to be clear. I love that there are over-the-counter hearing aids out there to help increase affordability and accessibility of hearing treatment. I believe they have potential to improve your ability to hear and hopefully increase hearing aid adoption rates. Just make sure that if you do decide to go the OTC route, that you're aware of all the things that you will not get compared to a prescription hearing aid. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please share it. And if you want to see other videos just like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to check out my website, hearingup.com.